Hi everyone, it's Max, and today I'm here with the Choose Your Own Fellowship book tag. So I am participating in the Tolkien Along, and this tag was created by the ladies who are running it. And I saw Ashley from A Frolic Through Fiction do it today, and I thought I have to do this. So without further ado, let's get into the tag. Question 1 is Frodo, I Will Take the Ring. What is a book you're not sure you love? For this, I'm going with A Darker Shade of Magic by V.E. Schwab. Now this series I'm very on the fence about because I loved the third one, I really didn't like the second one, and I'm just not sure how I feel about the first one. I remember being disappointed because it wasn't amazing. It didn't blow my mind. It wasn't the best thing I'd ever read. I thought it was quite average. I think I probably gave it like a 3.5 out of 5 stars when I expected it to be so much more. And honestly, I kind of feel that way about all of V.E. Schwab's books. I'm really hoping that The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue changes that, but for now, I'm just not sure how much I really like this series. I think a lot of it I gave up for hype, except the second one. I really didn't like the second one, but yeah, so I'm not sure how much I actually really like this. Question 2 is Samwise Genji. I can't carry it, but I will carry you. What is a series that you will always be loyal to? And for this, I'm going with the Codex Alera series by Jim Butcher. Now, I did not like the Dresden Files by Jim Butcher, but the Codex Alera series is a whole different ballgame. I love this series. This was absolutely my favorite series of 2019. I adored this. I read this a book a month from August to December and loved every moment of it. I think it would make a great TV show. I'm a screenwriter, so I just keep thinking about how much I want to turn this into a TV show, but it's phenomenal. It's about this boy named Tavi who lives in this small village that is on the border of like this kind of other world and the regular world, and they are caught in this war in between. And the series is so amazing. Tavi grows so much, and I absolutely adore him. I adore all the characters, and I just absolutely love the series. I call it a mix of Avatar and His Dark Materials, and I absolutely love it. Pippin, what about Second Breakfast? Read a book you want to reread. And now my answer is the same to Ashley, but I think it just is perfect, and that is The Hobbit by J.R.R. Tolkien, because we are participating in Tolkien Along. I listened to The Hobbit 2 years ago, I want to say, and honestly, I don't remember anything. I remember there's a dragon, I remember Bilbo, but that's about it. And this is about a hobbit who is found by a group of dwarves and Gandalf the wizard, and they want him to come on an adventure because they are an unlucky number 13 and they want to have an even number of companions. And honestly, I don't remember really anything about this, so I am excited. I listened to the audiobook and I don't think that was quite the right way to go, and I think I will like it a lot more when reading it. Mary, we're going with you, Frodo. Choose a book with a great friend group. And now for this, I could choose any Cassandra Clare book, but I'm going with Chain of Gold. This series, I think, has a phenomenal friend group. They all have very much their own personalities, and they've got their issues, but they love each other and they're so loyal to each other, but they also accept other people. They're not exclusive, and they're all just such a great cast of characters. They're all very much their own person, and I did end up really enjoying this. It took me a little bit to get into, but then I flew through it. Cassandra Clare does have phenomenal friend groups in all of her series, but I think this one is quite special. Number 5, Aragorn for Frodo. Read a book with a swoon-worthy hero or heroine. And this might be, I don't know if people are really gonna agree with me, but I'm going with Kaladin and Adolin from The Way of Kings. I think these guys are so great. I love them for very different reasons, and I think that they're very much kind of like the Aragorn Legolas vibes, like the prince hoity-toity, and then like the dirty like hobo being like, huh. And they're so sweet, and I love them. And I also love Shallan, however you want to pronounce it. I think she's awesome, and the way that she's come into herself is amazing. Legolas, a book that still only counts as one. What is the biggest book on your TBR? For this, I'm going with The Shadow of What Was Lost, and now I cannot tell you what this is about because I still don't really know. I know there's a character who figures out he has this illegal magic, and that's about it. It's huge. It's not as big as like some of my other books, but right now on my own TBR, it is 600 and something pages, or over 700. It's 723 pages, so it is quite long. I'm very excited to read this. It's just, I love a big, huge, epic fantasy, and I just can't wait to get into it. Gimli, Shall I Get You a Box? What is a fun but short book? For this, I'm going with the Adventure Zone comics, which is based on a podcast by the McElroy brothers. Now, I have only listened to the most recent podcast season, which is Graduation, but my best friend absolutely loves this podcast, and now that they're out with graphic novels, I definitely wanted to pick them up. I have read the first one, but I'm going to reread them in October, or reread this one and then continue with the series in October, but I am really, really liking them. Now, I could have said any other sort of graphic novel like Lumberjanes or Nimona, but I feel like I talk about them a lot, and I feel like a lot of people talk about them, but I never see anyone talking about this comic series. If you like D&D or sci-fi or fantasy, I think you would really, really enjoy this. Number 8 is Boromir. They've Taken the Little Ones. What is a series that you've only read the first book of? For this one, I'm going with Arushan, The End of Time by Roshni Chokshi. I'm actually currently reading this for the Adventures Through Wonderland readathon, but I have so far, right now, only read this one. I am rereading it to continue on in the series. I don't know why I never continued the series. I actually really liked this, but I just never got around to it, and now that there are 4 books out, I thought I better pick it up. And it is about this girl named Arusha who lights this magic lamp and sets a demon loose, and she has to go and fix everything. And he stops time, so everyone is totally frozen in time except her and this other girl, and they have to save the world. And then the last question, question number 9, is Gandalf, and I have to read off my phone because it is very long. It is, all we have to decide is what to do with the time that is given to us. A book that made me think about life, the universe, and everything once I finished it. And for this, I'm going with The Midnight Bargain by C.L. Polk. I got an arc of this and I read it in August and I absolutely adored it. It is about this girl who lives in this world where women can have magic, but once they're married, they have a collar put on them that limits their magic, because once they get pregnant, if they don't have this collar, their babies are subjected to vindictive, formless spirits that will possess them. So women have to wear these collars if they're married, and it doesn't let them have any magic. Our main character really, really wants to learn magic, and she's a phenomenal witch, but she also wants to have a family. So she's definitely caught in between these two duties and purposes in her life. And it's just so good. This book made me cry. This book made me laugh. This book made me so angry and yet so happy. And I just absolutely loved it. It comes out in October. Please pick it up if you haven't. It's so, so good. And I just absolutely adored everything about it. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for watching. Please keep an eye out for my The Hobbit reading and watching vlog, and I will see you soon with another video. Bye!